Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is about malicious attacks against AI systems, and I will cover 8 of these categories. Some are subcategories of the other. In this video, in order to keep things concise, I'll cover the broad categories of attacks that adversaries can use against AI. As you can imagine, if we're all talking about cybersecurity, an AI system is not only subject to the same types of attacks that your traditional technology stack is, but there is a deeper layer of foundational AI model logic that is subject to compromise. I will be discussing these attacks in conjunction with the CIA triad of confidentiality, availability, and integrity. Protecting and assessing the security of artificial intelligence implementations will also fall within the domain of cybersecurity. Who are the adversaries? Let's talk about that. With attacks against AI, the waters are very muddled. The reason why I say this is that the lines blur on who the adversary is. Let's have an interlude on what the adversarial possibilities are. Well, the adversary could be intentional or unintentional. The adversary can be many, including misuse by corporations owning the AI themselves. So it could be a corporate adversary. That their misuse of the AI technology could be intentional or unintentional. It could be seen by the organization or not seen by the organization. Or the attackers can be external, like in traditional attacks. They can be supply chain attacks. They can be insiders, and hence the insider threat, who may tamper with the model of behavior, the AI model itself. The adversary can be acting on behalf of themselves, another company, or an organization, or a specific nation. They can target AI training data or other sensitive data or structure for exfiltration, or to compromise availability, integrity, or confidentiality. Last month, in May of 2023, the United States Senate meeting on AI oversight with the Privacy, Technology, and the Law Subcommittee was held to create accountability and developing frameworks that promote transparency and public trust. The actions that take place after the discussion will have an impact on foreseeably preserving the equality and autonomy of human beings. Christina Montgomery was there, Vice President and Chief Privacy and Trust Officer at IBM. Sam Altman was there, the CEO of OpenAI, and Gary Marcus was there, the Professor Emeritus at New York University. For the aforementioned people, I have also linked their written Senate testimony in the description of the video. Now, in this hearing, so many important things were called out. Protecting society against the misuse of AI through oversight and regulation so that it can be focused on improving our lives rather than creating disparities and disadvantage between people. Being able to assess the risk of AI models and possibly auditing accountability. Protecting AI models themselves through cybersecurity safeguards, and enacting laws that safeguard society and individuals, both proactive and reactive. From the Senate hearing, it should be pretty interesting to see what takes place. It was the first of many to come, so we'll see what happens as far as AI regulation. So before we get into the attack type categories, let's talk about what this means for the field of cybersecurity and AI. Ultimately, for me, it boiled down to how do attackers use AI? How can blue teamers use AI for detection and response? And how do we ensure that AI is created and self-evolves, especially if engaging in unsupervised learning without impacting human rights, individual freedoms, and equality? When I think about cybersecurity and AI, I'm really thinking about 3 scenarios. So attack AI and attacks against existing AI, which fall into the first category. We've got weaponized use of AI by threat actors, the use of AI to attack, and exploits against AI itself. Threat actors attacking existing AI systems to impact the CIA, the confidentiality, availability, and integrity of data, services, and processes. The security realm for that would be red teaming, pen testing, purple teaming, attack simulation, proactive security controls to protect AI systems, and vulnerability assessment of AI systems, and vulnerability disclosure related to vulnerable AI systems. And then the second one is using AI in security for attack detection and protection. So the blue team application of AI. So this would be implementing AI in the role of swift and accurate attack detection, identifying attack patterns, and using threat data for security recommendations and projections. The security realm on the second category would be blue team detection and response, purple teaming, IOC identification and learning, machine learning and IOCs, and for projection, and then attack prediction, and then the third category really deals with protecting AI systems, vetting the design of AI systems against the malicious or unintended use of AI, and to protect the public against harm, the public and individuals. And that would be the safeguarding of the AI model itself, the way it's trained, and implementation of the AI model in order to prevent against the intentional or unintentional corruption of the model, so that the public and consumer safety can be preserved. And then, so the security realm of the third category would be, that would be risk and compliance, regulation, software development lifecycle, so the secure SDLC, best practices and standards for artificial intelligence systems. Now let's go ahead and look at the 8 high-level ways that artificial intelligence can be attacked. Okay, so now we'll dive into the 8 categories that I've outlined here. These are used in the first scenario that we were talking about in the previous section, where you've got a malicious attacker or a threat actor who's going against trying to exploit an AI system. Or you've got a pen tester or a red team engagement of some kind, again, going after and attacking an AI system. Any of the attacks that pen testers or threat actors use to attack traditional systems can also be used in an attack scenario against an AI system. But here we'll just talk about attacks against the AI model itself, and why or how that could be not ideal. And I'll talk about some examples too. So we've got the category of adversarial attacks, just a general term. Here, I'm really talking about the crafting of malicious inputs to deceive AI models and produce incorrect outputs. So for example, this could take place when by modifying an image with a subtle perturbation to trick an image classifier into misclassifying it. So that's an example. This would be basically an attack against the integrity of the system within the CIA triad, but adversarial attacks can potentially impact any portion of the CIA triad, as can all of the rest of these, depending on how the AI system is implemented and designed. Next, we have data poisoning, manipulating training data to inject malicious or biased samples compromising model integrity and performance. Injecting an example of this would be injecting phishing emails into a training data set to bias a spam detection model toward marking phishing emails as legitimate. This would be an attack against the integrity within the CIA triad. And then privacy attacks, just a general term about, really compromising privacy, which it attacks the confidentiality portion of the CIA triad, targeting the confidentiality and privacy of individuals' data processed by AI systems. And so, for example, extracting personal details from a healthcare model trained on sensitive medical data, or stealing consumer behavior and sentiment data for misuse against individuals and groups. This would be an attack against the confidentiality portion of the CIA triad. And then model evasion, manipulating inputs at runtime to deceive AI models during inference and cause incorrect decision making. So basically being able to bypass the model with certain inputs to cause the AI system to behave, to basically impersonate the model output. So that's again very, I would consider that kind of a man in the middle of AI, man in the middle attack of an AI system, model evasion. Modifying a voice command, for example, to evade a speech recognition system and execute unintended actions. Model evasion can lead to attacks against integrity and confidentiality, and also, depending on how the inner workings of the system are built, could also lead to attacks against availability, leading to business continuity issues. So the next one is model interference attacks, loosely related to the previous one I talked about. Again, the same thing with this one, extracting but this could be implemented in a different way, extracting sensitive information from AI systems by querying the model and analyzing its responses. This particular comment that I'm making also reminds me of reconnaissance. It's going to be interesting to see what AI reconnaissance techniques develop over the next decade. Querying a recommender system. So this is an example, querying a recommender system to extract user preferences or personalized information. And this ties into and would be a type of privacy attack in that example. And model theft. Model theft, unauthorized access and replication of AI models by reverse engineering reverse engineering AI systems. That's another one. Or stealing model parameters and weights. In some way, that's like an exfiltration, illegally obtaining and using a trained model for commercial purposes without the proper authorization. This could be an exfiltration attack on confidentiality. Okay, this next one is model manipulation, tampering with the model's training or interference process to bias outputs or undermine reliability. So altering the training pipeline to favor certain classes, leading to biased predictions in a sentiment analysis model. This would be an attack on integrity and potentially impact availability as well. And then next, and lastly, backdoor attacks. Just a generic term, embedding hidden and malicious functionality within the AI. So a Trojan horse type of idea. within an AI model for unauthorized actions or altered behavior. So an example would be training an image recognition model with a hidden backdoor that misclassifies specific patterns as target objects. This would be an attack against integrity, but depending on the type of backdoor attack, this could just as easily impact confidentiality and availability. So that sums it up. The 8 overarching types of attacks that attackers would use to hone in on what their actions on objectives they're seeking. So now I will move on to the all-important conclusion. After talking about this with you guys, I'm imagining a time when MITRE ATT&CK comes out with a specific section of the attack navigator that would include TTPs that can be used against specific AI models. Threat modeling for different types of AI models will be fascinating. I feel like there will be value in that as the world works on evaluating risk modeling, threat modeling, and safeguarding the world's people against adversarial attacks against AI and the misuse and abuse of AI. Also, questions I have after watching the Senate hearing on AI oversight are, will there be a compliance standard for implementing AI? What will it be called? Will there be auditors who understand how to audit a company's use of AI? Like you have to do with CJIS, like the Criminal Justice Information Data, or PCI DSS, the Payment Card Industry Data Standard. So will there be a similar compliance standard with auditors for AI models and companies who wish to implement those? Brace yourselves, because for as many jobs as AI is said to be replacing, I am seeing a huge opportunity and jobs created in the area of AI and cybersecurity. AI risk management specializations, AI systems audit specializations, expert witnesses that will be that will need an AI specialization, and legal professionals who are skilled in legal issues that have been impacted by AI, for people and businesses who have been impacted by AI. So if you're interested in more about cybersecurity and AI, please check out my video called Deep Learning for Cybersecurity, Promising Models. And thank you for staying until the end, friends. Bye.